Hello, welcome back to the channel. This week is going to be the last week of our starter deck budget upgrade series, and we're going to be doing 3 more decks this week. And today's deck is going to be the red-green starter deck called Charging Ahead. So let's see what the deck starts with and how we can upgrade it. Okay, so here is the original deck in all its glory. I had to take a screenshot image of this and then paste it over just to take a look at this because as of right now, Arena still has this weird bug where it's not delivering all of the starter decks to everyone. Like most people are receiving maybe one out of the 8 new starter decks. This is not one that I received. I actually got my hands on the Phyrexian one, the one that we put up last Friday. So I had to in a roundabout way take a picture of this, analyze it, and then make upgrades of it after the fact. So this is what the deck originally looks like. And the deck originally looks like this. It's very creature heavy. There's about 27 creatures, 8 spells in it, and 25 lands. So I wanted to stick with the exact same mana base that they had originally. And the original mana base was 8 mountains, 8 forests, a Copperline Gorge, 4 rugged highlands, and 4 wooded ridgeline. Now the Copperline Gorge does happen to be a rare, so we're taking that into account when we're upgrading this deck. So we're only going to be adding 9 rares to this deck. So it starts with a pretty low curve. It's got 3 copies of Vishino Branch Rider in it, which is just a 1/1 with haste that you can kick to get additional +1 counters on it. Then there's a single copy of Feldon, 2 Sprouting Goblins, 2 Colossal Growth, 3 Cosmic Hunger, 3 Epic Confrontation. So it's pretty heavy on the fight theme. And then 3 Elysian Caryatid. We have 2 Kalagon Warmonger, Tomical Phoenix, Miglas, Samut, and then it starts going into higher casting costs of 2 copies of Dragon Whelp, an Ogre Battle Driver, a Rampaging Raptor. Then we have Furnace Strider, Ravenous Sailback, a whole bunch of just really weird random cards. Volcanic Dragon, Surrak and Goreclaw, and Shivan Branchburner. So this is what we're looking at to start with. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. I mean, it does have a theme, and that theme is curving into larger creatures every turn that either have haste or grant haste to other creatures. So this is the theme that we're going to go with and see what we can do to make this a playable deck. Okay, and this is what we landed on. These are the edits that we made with this. We only added 9 rares to the main deck, keeping the mana base exactly the same as it was, with a 1 Copperline Gorge as a rare. So what we are starting with, instead of the Vishinos, we're starting with the Phoenix Chick. It's a 1/1 haste flying. You can't block with it, but whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay 2 red. If you do, return Phoenix Chick from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it. So I think this is a pretty decent upgrade from the Vishino. Even if you never use the bottom half of this card, like the flying haste on turn 1 is pretty good. I decided to bring in 3 copies of Tyvar's Stand instead of the Epic Confrontation. It's yes, having additional removal is good, but having something to combat your opponent's removal and have it be a pump spell, I think is just a little bit better. Feldon, we increased the count on Feldon from 1 to 2 because I really think this is just a really great 2-drop to play. Curving from Phoenix into Feldon is really strong. Then we have 3 copies of Kenra Spellspear. I was a little shaky on this at first, but when I started thinking about it, I kind of got sold on this as a card. Because for 2 mana, you have a 2/2 with Trample and Prowess. So yes, we are not playing a whole lot of non-creature spells, but that's why we're only running 3 of this. Because if we get the Prowess triggers, that's just a bonus. It has a transform ability of 3 and a Phyrexian blue, so in this deck it's going to be 3 and 2 life to transform, and it becomes a 3/3 trample, ward 2, prowess. So the real keys here is the fact that it tramples and the fact that it has ward. The prowess is just going to be frosting on the cake, because you're going to be casting things like Colossal Growth, Tyvar's Stand, things that will be pumping the card on its own. And plus, a little bit later down the line, we have Reckless Stormseeker, we have Helena and Elena to pump the card even further. So really the real key on this card is the fact that it has Trample. So I think it's a pretty decent 2-drop. Spells wise, we have two Colossal Growth. This is a spell that costs 1 and a green. We don't see this all that often, but I think it's a pretty decent include. It has a kicker of 1 red. It says target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, instead that creature gets +4/+4 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. So you can turn one creature into like a really good beater for the turn. We got 3 copies of Cosmic Hunger. This is probably one of the better bite spells in the deck, or not just in the deck, but in the game period right now. It says target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature, planeswalker, or battle. So you can chomp down a battle, an opposing planeswalker, or just a pesky blocker that happens to be in your way. I went with 4 copies of Outland Liberator, simply because it was between this and Canker Bloom for me, and this does the trick of getting rid of pesky artifacts or enchantments, but on the backside, if it becomes nighttime, it will just do that when it attacks. You won't have to sacrifice it. So I think this one it's a little bit better than the Canker Bloom, especially since we don't really care about Proliferate. And then we have 4 copies of Yavimaya Iconoclast. For 2 mana, you get a 3/2 trample, but if you kick it for a single red, it gets +1/+1 and haste until end of turn. So you can either play it as a 3/2 trampler, or pay 3 to play it as a 4/3 trample haste. Not too bad. And then we got 3 copies of Furnace Punisher. There's a lot of non-basics running around right now, especially with all the 2 and 3, sometimes 4 colored decks running around. This is actually going to be just free damage on your opponent's upkeep. Then we have 3 copies of Reckless Stormseeker. This is one of our rares for the deck, and also one of the better ones. For 3 mana, you get a 2/3. It's a werewolf, so it will flip onto its backside at nighttime. And it says, at beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Important to note, you can target itself if you don't have any other creatures on the board. So for 3 mana, getting a 3/3 haster, that's pretty good parity. But on the backside, it says, it becomes a 3/4, and it says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. So that's a really good pumper if we get to nighttime. Then we have 2 copies of Rampaging Raptor. This is one of the newer cards, and honestly, like one of my favorite cards out of the new set, as far as this theme is concerned. For 2 colorless and 2 red, you get a 4/4 trample haste. So on its own, it's almost a volcanic dragon, except it doesn't fly, it has trample instead. It has the ability to get +2/+0 until end of turn if you pay 3 mana. And it says whenever Rampaging Raptor deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target planeswalker that player controls, or battle that player controls. Now, we're not playing any battles in this deck, but if our opponent happens to be playing planeswalkers, and this guy just comes in, tramples down, you don't have to point it at the planeswalker. You can point it directly at your opponent's face and kill the planeswalker at the same time. I really, really like this card. And then for our last 2 creatures, we have Helena and Elena Partners. 2 colorless, 1 red, 1 green. It's a 2/3 with first strike and reach. On its own, pretty good. I mean, decent stat line. First strike and reach are very, very valid keywords. And it says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is Helena and Elena's power. That creature gains haste until end of turn. Now, here's where it gets a little fun. You'll notice that we're not running any like burn spells in this deck. This is mostly like a combat power deck. So this gives +1/+1 counters equal to their power. So if we pump that power with, say, Reckless Stormseeker, or Colossal Growth, or Tyvar's Stand, make it real big, then you can make another creature really big, and that creature gains haste until end of turn, and you just go bam, smack them in the face real hard. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. So like this is the deck. It's pretty straightforward. It's just a Gruul smash 'em up deck. Starts real low low to the ground, gets bigger. All the spells in the deck, the non-creature spells, are either 1 or 2 costs, so it's a very low to the ground. You only have 4 cards in the entire deck that cost 4 mana. Everything else is 3 or below. I think it has some legs. So let's go ahead and take this out onto the ladder and see how it does. Okay, so this is actually a pretty decent open. So we have a mountain, 2 forests, we have a phoenix on 1, then Kenra's spell spear on 2, into a kicked iconoclast on 3. So I think we'll keep it. It looks pretty decent. Let's go and hit him with the hello. Play mountain, play phoenix chick. And we lucked out this time, which means we get to play first. That doesn't always happen to us. Alright, blue-black, let's see that cut down. Oh, gnawing vermin, okay. Alright, let's go ahead and go forest into Kenra's spell spear. And we will attack for 1. So when that creature dies, he gets to -1/-1 on one of my creatures. Yeah, no blocks. You can come on in. Alright, let's see. Wooded Ridgeline, that comes into play tap. So we're going to do this, and we're going to play Iconoclast Kicked. Alright, cool. And we swing in. Bam, bam, bam. Not too bad, not too bad. That's a pretty good open. Alright, what you gonna do? Okay, he's gonna play Invasion of Valmonquette. I will discard probably my Wooded Ridgeline. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're gonna transform. It's now a 3/3, and we will all attack. I do really like the fact that these guys all trample. That's very nice. Yep, that's right. I'll play the Wooded Ridgeline. Alright, he's at 4 mana. What you gonna do with that mana? Hobbled Lancer. Is this some kind of like graveyard or zombie deck? That's some kind of mill deck, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and play Mountain. Attack. Play another 10 with Spell Spear. We end the turn. We probably should have activated it just right then. Plays Jace. Ooh. Okay. Well, let's play Helena and Alana. Let's see. And gains haste until next turn. Okay. So next, another quick one. Let's see. We'll actually give it to the Phoenix Chick. Attack for 3. Yeah, that's the only bad part about Helena and Alana is you have to give it to another creature. Ooh, Shelly's here. Sacrifice that. And I think that's game. Now, because he can give the Phoenix Chick -3. And it's just going to get another +2 on my turn. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Not bad. Okay, so we are at 4 lands, Tyvar's Stand, an Outland Liberator, and an Iconoclast. We'll keep it. It has both colors, so let's see how we do. Alright, perfect. We got Mountain into Phoenix Chick. And we attack. Okay, he's got Scroll Time, so this is going to be a Toxic style deck. Let's go here. We'll go Outland Liberator on 2. And we'll be attacking with our Iconoclast on the next turn. Okay, he wants to ossify the Outland Liberator, probably. Yes. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Let's go Forest into Yavimaya. It gets kicked, it gets haste. And we attack. Him creating creatures that can't block is not that great. Flensing Raptor, you say? Okay. Alright, let's go, and we will attack again. We'll see how they choose to block. Probably gonna block the Phoenix chick. Oh no, they chose not to block at all. That's good for me. Let's play the Kenner Spell Spear. End turn. That Skrelv might end up being what kills them. They are going to attack with at least 2 creatures this turn. They're on 3 land, it looks like. Yeah, because that's an ossification under there. Okay, Flensing Raptor comes in. You got it. Okay. It gets flying and +1, so they're going to come in with those. I will pass and we'll block that. So they're not going to do anything about that because they're tapped out. Okay, so we're now up to 3 poison counters, which means their guys have lifelink. It's not the best thing to do, but let's see here. Let's go ahead and play the Rugged Highlands. Now we have the opportunity to give a creature +3/+3. So let's see how they choose to block with their 1 blocker. Okay, so they're going to block that. So if they block with this, that's going to put them to 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Pay it. Put it here. Auto pay. And he gets the prowess. And he beats your ass. There you go. Not bad. Not bad at all. I love Vikings. Don't we all? Don't we all? Okay, so this time we got 2 lands, but we have a lot of action here. Only problem is that red land comes in tapped. So that's going to be a little bit difficult for us. It means we're not going to have a turn 1 play. Unless we draw a mountain. If we draw a mountain, that could change things. Nice, we drew a mountain. Alright, mountain into Phoenix Chick. It's time for them to play their card. Is it a Phoenix Chick with the +1 counter? That'd be pretty cool. Oh, they're playing red-white, and they did not have a play. Unfortunate for them. All right, let's go here. We'll play Felden. We will attack for 3. All right. Etching of Kumano is here. And a Kyrian Beastcaller. Okay. So let's go with our 3rd land, and we're going to play a Reckless Stormseeker. We're going to give him the buff, and we will all attack again. All right, they're down to 10. I'm liking the play pattern of this deck. It's very simple. Effective, too. Botanical Brawler. Alright, let's go and play a land. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and play the Iconoclast with Kicker. And next, we are going to target this creature to give it a buff, and we'll attack with this, this, and this, leaving the Reckless Stormseeker behind. Okay, all right. Those two are going to get blocked, and they will die. Oh, he's changing it up. Okay, good choice. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Until the end of my next turn, I can play the card. Resolve all. Okay, he's going to get a +1 counter. Okay. I guess it's going to be the Rugged Highlands, because both of us are going to come into play tap now. Rocco, Street Chef. Okay. Interesting choice. Alright, so what does this do? At the beginning of your end step, each player exiles the top card of their library. Until your next end step, each player may play the card they exile this way. Whenever a player plays a land from exile or casts a spell from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and create a food token. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and play our land. We will play... Let's see. They're at 8. So this will give +1. Make that a 2. 3, 4, 5. It's not quite enough. So let's go ahead and play. Yeah, we'll play the Phoenix check. Say next. We will give this +1. And do we all attack? Because if we all attack, we could do the Tyvar stand to get a kill in. Yeah, we all attack. So let's see what happens. That Street Chef is throwing a monkey wrench in here. Okay, blocks with that. Alright. Alright, +1. Goes to 5. Yeah, he's definitely going to play the Ozolith. Beast Caller, okay. This is definitely a +1 counters matters deck. Oh, he didn't play the Ozolith. Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take my turn. Absolutely. I think that's going to be game, too. Okay. Next. +1. Attack, attack. 2 attackers. Go to the next. Cast Tyvar Stand. Selected value for X is going to be 4. Pay it. Put it here. Auto pay. Yeah, you get to do the trigger. And that's game. Because you got to pay some mana to sacrifice that token. All right, not bad. You know what? I like it. I like the play pattern here. I might actually further upgrade this deck to be like an actual competitive deck. So stay tuned for that. That would actually be pretty fun. Okay, so that's the games. This is where we have landed. My initial thoughts on the deck is it's pretty solid. It's your basic Gruul Stompy list. I unfortunately did not get a chance to showcase the Rampaging Raptor. That would have been really cool, but we never drew it in the games we played. So if I were to take this deck further, I would probably increase the Rampaging Raptor to maybe a 3 of, just to increase consistency. Cards that weren't as much of a showcase. We never drew Cosmic Hunger, but we know how that kind of card would go. We never drew Furnace Punisher. So can't really make a value statement there. This might be a card that we go up or down on depending on what our current meta is. But as of right now, like looking at the way the deck performed today, yeah, it's pretty solid. I give this deck a passing grade, and honestly, it was really fun to play. So I think I'll probably further update it and keep it as like one of my ongoing decks. Like it's pretty solid. I liked it a lot. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. If you want to see more decks like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And honestly, this is YouTube. You know what to do. So until next time, you take care of yourselves.